Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Now I'm going to make to you some predictions about our near future. I think that unless we have a complete change in our leadership, we're going to enter into unsurmountable chaos. I explain myself. First, climate change. It is not being done enough to tackle climate change. Climate change is a reality and it will happen. I don't think it will be stopped. It will happen. And upon a climate change in the planet, the agricultural production will not be enough to feed us all anymore. The consequences of a climate change, one of them is that our production of food will not feed us all anymore. And that by itself is going to cause an international chaos. First. Second, a very likely nuclear war. People are now talking about a nuclear war as if it were not a big thing at all. It's weird, but people contemplate the possibility of a nuclear war with a certain naturality. In the 60s, in China, they thought unavoidable a conflict between the Soviet Union and the United States. They thought it was unavoidable, actually. And perhaps they were right, because perhaps this conflict is yet to come. A very likely scenario would be, for example, a nowadays Middle East crisis. Iran wins with conventional weapons. Iran wins with the weapons they have. And then that forces Israel to make a nuclear response. And upon that, China and Russia enter the conflict and bomb Israel. And then the United States comes in, and it's the end of the world. A complete chaos, a complete unsurmountable chaos would follow. Third, a possible outbreak of a deadly virus. Mankind now lives in a single community, which means we're much more vulnerable to a virus, either man-made or from nature, doesn't matter. Another outbreak of a deadly virus could devastate the world and cause unsurmountable chaos. So, upon these three reasonings, we're going to enter in bleak days for all of us. However, I think not everybody is going to perish into this. Some smart ones will survive. Right? Because I think very wealthy, powerful people, they're preparing themselves for these events. They perhaps have built for themselves bunkers, very sophisticated bunkers, where they can survive the climate change, the nuclear war, and the virus. They can hide themselves inside there for a long time, and when they can come out of their hiding, the nuclear winter, for example, will have passed. They'll have resources to deal with the climate change, and the virus will also be ended. So very few people won't perish, and they may survive this. But for most of us, for me and you, it might be the end. Unsurmountable chaos, either by climate change, nuclear war, or by a deadly virus. That's what I think will happen, unless we change our leadership completely. Everywhere. The ones now in power, they're doing not enough to tackle climate change, a nuclear war possibility, or even an outbreak of a deadly virus. We're not prepared to either of these, right? And it's very likely that will happen, in my opinion. So this is a very pessimistic video, but a realistic one. And we should consider these things. We cannot talk about the possibility of a nuclear war as if it were a natural thing, as if it were not no big thing at all. We cannot contemplate this possibility as something natural that may come or not. It's not like that. That means the end of most of us, right? So that's what I think for today. Unless there's a complete change in the leadership we have now, we are doomed, most of us. Right? Thank you for your attention. Continue watching my videos.